At 2:17 a.m., a terrified walked into a police station. She was shaking. She kept finding me the same sentence. He's going to finish it.
Officers rushed to protect her. Standard procedure. Get her name. Get her ID. Get her story. But within minutes, they discovered something that made even veteran detectives stop and look at each other. She had no fingerprints on file, no birth certificate, no passport, no medical records, no school records, no social security history. According to every government database in the country, this woman had never existed.
Before we get to the impossible part, let's meet the woman at the center of it. Investigators would eventually give her a placeger used in situations exactly like this one.
The women who never exist. Segment 1. The victim. Mid-30s. Found at the entrance of the 14th precinct. Disoriented. Blood on her hands and sleeves. Later confirmed not to be her own. She was cooperative, but her account was fragmented. She said she'd witnessed a murder in an apartment across town. She said a man named Rowe, no last name, had done it, and that he now knew her face. She gave a first name, Elena. When asked for a last name, she hesitated for 11 seconds before saying she wasn't allowed to use it.
Now, in any missing persons or unidentified witness case, the first job of investigators isn't to solve the crime she described. It's to answer a more basic question first.
Segment 2. The first forensic wall fingerprints. Detectives started with the first step in identifying an unknown person: fingerprinting. Not because fingerprints reveal someone's identity instantly, but because every fingerprint is unique. Modern scanners capture its tiny ridge patterns and compare them against millions of existing records in seconds. Once the scan was complete, the system searched criminal databases, government records, immigration files, and licensed employment databases. Seconds later, the answer appeared. No match. No previous fingerprint record. But experienced detectives knew this wasn't as mysterious as it sounded. A no match doesn't mean someone doesn't exist. It simply means their fingerprints aren't stored in the databases being searched. Many law-abiding people have never been fingerprinted for jobs, visas, licenses, military service, or arrests. Scientifically, no match is the absence of a record, not the absence of an identity. So the investigation moved on. Detectives turned to CCTV footage, DNA, dental records, missing person reports, and witness interviews. Because in real investigations, a person's identity is rarely solved by one clue. It's revealed when many independent pieces of evidence come together.
What made it strange was what happened next. Investigators tried the second pillar of identity verification: civil certificate, a social security number, a school enrollment, anything with a paper trail.
Segment 3. Establishing who she physically is. Normally, even for someone who'd avoided fingerprinting their whole life, something shows up. A hospital birth record, a vaccination record, an old address on a utility bill. For Elena, there was nothing. Not hard to find. Not delayed by paperwork. Structurally absent, as if the slots where her records should exist had simply never been filled in. Here's what DNA can actually do in a case like this, and it's important to be precise because television oversells it. DNA cannot tell you a person's name, address, or legal identity. There is no database that maps DNA directly to Elena. What DNA can do is compare a sample against existing profiles, other crime scenes, missing persons databases, or, critically, relatives. Systems built around familial DNA matching have identified unknown people before by finding a parent, sibling, or cousin already in the system, even when the person themselves has never been tested. DNA can also give investigative leads, not proof, ancestry markers, and in some limited cases, physical traits.
That's the moment this stopped being a missing persons inquiry and became something investigators call a ghost identity case. If paperwork can't tell you who someone is, biology can start to. Detectives brought in a forensic nurse to collect a DNA reference sample, typically a simple cheek swab, done with consent, logged and sealed on the spot. Elena's DNA came back with no direct match, but it flagged something investigators didn't expect: a partial familial match to a woman who had disappeared from official records 22 years earlier under very different circumstances. We'll come back to that.
Segment 4. The crime scene itself.
While the identity question stayed open, detectives couldn't ignore what Elena had actually reported: a murder in an apartment 3 miles away.
Patrol units arrived to find the unit locked, lights off. No answer. A welfare check under exigent circumstances gave them legal grounds to enter. Inside, signs of a struggle, a broken lamp, blood spatter consistent with a violent altercation, but no body. This is where chain of custody becomes the backbone of the entire case. Every item collected from that apartment, blood swabs, fibers, a shattered phone, a torn jacket, has to be logged the moment it's touched. Who collected it, the exact time, how it was packaged, and every single person who has handled it since. Investigators treated that apartment like it held the answer to 2 mysteries at once: what happened to the missing victim, and who Elena really was.
This is where chain of custody becomes the backbone of the entire case. Every item collected from that apartment, blood swabs, fibers, a shattered phone, a torn jacket, so has to be logged the moment it's touched. Who collected it, the exact time, how it was packaged, and every single person who has handled it since. Why does this matter so much? Because evidence that can't prove its own history is evidence a defense attorney can get thrown out. If there's a gap, an hour, there nobody can say where a blood sample was, the inner chair can be challenged in court, no evidence can esidle how solid the science behind it is.
Substrate analysis, examining the cardstock, laminate, and printing method under magnification and alternate light sources. Since legitimate government UIDs use specific materials and security features that are extremely difficult to replicate cheaply. Security feature verification, holograms, microprinting, UV reactive ink, embedded chips. Genuine documents have layered security. Forged ones usually get 1 or 2 features close, but not all of them. Comparative analysis, placing the questioned document next to a known authentic exemplar from the same era, and issuing authority to look for inconsistencies in font, spacing, and layout. Whoever built Elena's identity hadn't done it recently to help her hide from one killer. They'd done it years ago, for an entirely different reason.
The examiner's conclusion: this card was a skilled forgery, but an old one. The materials printing techniques practiced roughly 2 gigs earlier, which raised a chilling possibility. To rebuild the night's events, investigators relied. But first, every camera's time stream had to be synchronized. A clock that's even a few minutes off can ruin an entire timeline.
Segment 6. CCTV and digital forensics. Meanwhile, digital forensic experts recovered data from a shattered phone. Even broken devices can preserve call logs, messages, and location history. The phone revealed something unexpected. Elena had visited that apartment many times over the years. Segment 7. Behavioral interview. As Elena described the events, subtle stress appeared whenever certain places were mentioned. These weren't proof of deception, but they pointed investigators toward one forgotten neighborhood and a sealed case over 20 years old. Segment 8. The Archive. And a name connected to Elena's DNA. Investigators finally had evidence linking the present to a case buried for 22 years. Segment 9. The Evidence Wall. Piece by piece, the evidence came together. A forged identity, a familial DNA match, CCTV footage, years of phone data, a sealed government file. Separately, they meant little. Together, they told one story. Segment 10. The truth. The man she feared wasn't a stranger. He was the very person responsible for erasing her past. The blood on her clothes belonged to him. The investigation wasn't uncovering a murder. It was uncovering the truth behind a stolen identity. Thank you for watching case number 13. Every case leaves behind questions, but only the evidence can reveal the truth. If you enjoyed this investigation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next case. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and always follow the evidence. This is case number ?
Elena wasn't just a witness. She was the child hidden inside that witness protection file. Her identity had been created decades earlier, then betrayed. Some people disappear by choice. Others are erased by someone else. In the end, the evidence revealed not only who Elena was, but who had taken her identity away.